What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm here recording from Miami. By the time y'all see this, you guys will have already seen the vlog, but I'm here with Claro News. So Claro News, for anyone who doesn't know who you are, tell us about your channel and just more or less what your channel is about.
Okay, so my channel is just about gossip. It's about the the Sosua gossip, the travel movement in the Dominican Republic, all the gossip,
the expats and all that.
The expats. But I'm gonna start incorporating some new things into the channel, which is because it's starting to die down a little bit. All the hype is dying down. So I'm gonna start to try to incorporate just more fun things, and. So yeah, but right now we just pretty much gossip.
Okay, so it's like a drama news channel.
Yeah, we like the TMZ of Sosua.
Following all the YouTubers down there in that whole sector of Dominican YouTube or Dominican expat YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. I forget how it was that I first came in contact with you. How did I first? I don't remember. But you're cool with J-Rod and I'm cool with J-Rod, yeah. So I think somehow it must have been somehow.
Oh, I think he asked me to reach out to you. He was like, Christine, yeah. He told me to reach out to you, and so I reached out to you, and
okay,
that was pretty much it.
Okay, so Claro News is Dominican American, and you live in Florida, but you're originally, are we first in New York, then you went to Philly?
I'm from Philly.
Okay, so she's a Philly girl.
I'm Philly
okay.
Girl.
So, tell us a little bit about your experience living in Philly and then moving to Florida. Like, what made you come here? How do you compare both?
So, I actually left Philly when I was 18.
Oh,
I don't know if I told you that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought you were young.
No, I went away to college. Lived in Alabama for a while. Lived in Georgia. Lived in Tennessee. Lived in Florida, Virginia. Back to Philly. Now I'm back in Florida. So, I pretty much lived. I lived in Massachusetts for a minute. I lived all over the place. Yeah, and I worked for the government. So I've been able and fortunate enough to move around a lot.
So. Okay. So how do you compare the vibe of like how it is growing up in Philly compared to down here in Florida? Like, do you think there's any pros to being in Philly versus here? Any cons?
I mean, there's always going to be pros and cons no matter where you are. The pros, I'll start with here. The pros of being here is the weather. There's like, you don't have to speak English if you don't want to. You can go anywhere and speak Spanish. There's a lot of, Latino spots. Culturally, there's a lot of Latino things around you.
Definitely.
So, that's the pro of being in Miami. The pro of being in Philly is that, you get that city lifestyle. You get that hustle and bustle. So if that's what you're into, then you get the hustle and bustle. There's money out here to be made. It's about the whole hustle movement.
Yeah.
Cons, in Philly, for me, is the weather. So mainly just the weather. Cons here would probably be the weather as well. I mean, it's warm, but there's a lot of rain and storms, so you don't always get to do a lot of things. Yeah, it's very tropical. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I've been to Philly a few times before. I have an aunt and uncle that live there, a cousin that lives there. Philly just looks very
city.
I was gonna say very old.
Really?
Yeah. At least the parts that I've been to just look very old to me.
Okay.
But then again, I guess a lot of the major cities up north, they are older.
Of course, yeah.
So it has like that look to it. And then one thing that always stood out to me were like the row houses.
Okay, yeah.
That was like, I wasn't used to seeing that.
Yeah, there was like 80 something houses on my block. So
damn.
Yeah, literally. And I used to walk it. I mean, we walk it like it's nothing. Ride bikes, roller skate, rollerblade, all that. So.
Okay. So, in talking to you, like, off camera, whatever, I know you mentioned that you didn't grow up, like, heavy in the Dominican culture, but in I guess as of late or in recent years, you've gotten a lot more into the culture and into, I guess, the different aspects of culture, music, this and that, and you were recently in DR, like, what, a few weeks ago?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, the beginning of July, like July 10th.
Yeah, so... I guess if you want to just tell us this very briefly, kind of how that happened, how you, I guess, got more in tune with your roots, you would say?
How I got more in tune with my roots? That's a good question. I think I started with just kind of being around maybe more Spanish people, or maybe just being around like cousins and family members and asking questions and I mean, I think that was kind of like my start, just asking questions, listening to the music, paying attention to the culture itself, and then just kind of piecing it all together.
Yeah.
Type. So, I mean, I think that was my start, I guess, into learning more about the culture.
Okay. Because you also mentioned to me that growing up, you mainly hung around Black people, like Black Americans.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I think honestly that's the experience of quite a few Dominican Americans or Hispanic Americans.
I feel like you're always lumped into that. Like, you know, if you're of color, you know, you're kind of more so lumped into that bracket anyway. So, you know, living in Philly, yes, there are some Dominicans there. Yes, there are some Puerto Ricans there, but it's not everywhere. It's not heavily populated, like heavily populated. There's sections where it's heavily populated, but not like the whole entire Philadelphia. So with that being said, yeah, I mean, you just kind of get lumped into, like, there's Puerto Ricans here and there and spread out, but they just kind of get lumped into that black culture. Yeah, get lumped into the Black culture.
Okay.
So
I feel like that's like I was saying, the experience of a lot of Hispanic Americans. Depending on where you grow up, it seems like, I think people need to keep in mind that not every Dominican has the same upbringing here, and depending on where in the U.S. you grow up, that has a big influence on how you grow up, how much in the Dominican culture you grow up, how just, I don't know, your awareness of Dominicanness, that varies a lot depending on how and where you grow up, and also like how much maybe your parents influenced that part of your upbringing as well.
Sure.
Okay, and then you also mentioned that you're Spanish. You've learned a lot more Spanish, and you're getting more confident or comfortable speaking.
Confident in my Spanish. Yeah, for a very long time I wasn't confident in my Spanish. I wasn't because I didn't feel like I sounded like other people, or that I would say the right thing all the time. And I guess that's another pro of being in Miami, right? Because I can speak Spanish all the time, and most of the time, if you're wrong, people will tell you, like, oh, especially if it's somebody you know, right? If you say something wrong, they'll tell you. Or now we have like translation apps, so I'll like look it up to make sure I'm saying it, and then I'll just kind of like repeat it until I get it right. Or I'll just talk to people with the new words that I've learned. I'll talk to people and I'll say, okay, I learned this. Tell me if I'm saying it right. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah.
Am I, so it's a work in progress, but thank God it's coming along. Along.
Well, that's great, and I think that's like the right attitude to have.
Yeah.
To just keep working at it and to not feel like defeated.
Yeah.
Because some people, they can start feeling like, oh, my Spanish is crap. I sound very American when I speak Spanish, and that can discourage them from wanting to pursue, learning. But no, you definitely gotta keep working on it. So that's good that you've done that.
And Xtina heard me speak Spanish, and she was like, oh, your Spanish isn't as, like, I thought your Spanish was gonna be like, but it's cool. You can speak Spanish. I'm like, yeah, I can, I can hold a conversation now. I can survive.
Hey, that's what's up.
And y'all, as a disclaimer, don't come for me. Like, I know I'm about to go to work. Like, my lips is chapped. Like,
oh yeah, she's in her work.
I'm in my work, USDA. Ooh. No, but don't come for me. Don't come for me. I'm looking at me. I didn't get a chance to put lipstick on. I'm not looking all beautiful like Xtina, but whatever. Y'all do y'all thing.
It's all good.
But don't come for me, y'all.
Don't come for her.
Because I'm going to read the comments. All right.
Don't try me. Try low, don't try me. Okay. Right. So tell us about your recent experience in DR. And that wasn't your first time, right?
No. I've been to DR a lot. But this so what was going on in DR? Let's see. Oh, the what's it? What's it called? Toca de queda, like the curfew. The curfew. Couldn't think of the word. The curfew. So there's that. I think when I was there, the curfew was 11 o'clock, so we had to cut the club short. That was whack. That was whack. Couldn't find nowhere to eat afterwards. I got stuck. Like, we were trying to go to McDonald's. We tried to go to Burger King. Like, I was like, oh, at least that should be open. Nothing was open. Had to get some street food. Got sick.
That was in Santo Domingo?
No, it was in Santiago.
Oh, that's right, because they do have those fast food chains over there.
Yep. So we ended up having to get street food. I got sick, y'all. Y'all, I don't know what I was eating. I got sick. But it's all good. It's all good. Okay. We made it work. But no, I had a good time, though. I had a really good time. Got to see family. Got to see friends. I went to Sosua for the first time because, I always talk about Sosua.
Oh, yeah.
I always talk about the Sioux, and got a chance to go. And I'm going to just say it wasn't it wasn't the expectation that I had for it. Like I went there and I was like, oh, so soon was about to be late, I'm gonna do this, and yeah, no, it wasn't. But if you're a single male, I can see where it's appealing. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, I can see why someone would find it appealing. But for me, nah.
Gotcha.
The beach wasn't even all. And we got better beaches in Florida. I'm like, come on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So Sosua is basically just very overhyped.
Sosua is the hood. Sosua is the hood. Like, yo, barrio. Like, it's the hood.
Damn.
So, yeah. But I mean, I guess the pro of that was they served food on the beach. And, you know, I'm greedy. So I was like, damn, y'all got food? Shit. Let me have some. So yeah, and they serve food on the beach. I actually seen a lot of Americans. Like everybody there speaks English. Everybody in Sosua basically speaks English, especially like in that particular area, Chatamicos and all that. Like most of them speak English. So you know, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also find your hubby out there in DR.
Yeah, I got a Dominican husband. Yeah, he's Dominican. He don't speak no English, so that also helps.
Oh, true. Yeah,
he don't speak no English. Yeah, there was a process for that. I didn't go through the K1 visa process. We didn't go through that. We skipped all that and got married in the Dominican Republic.
Oh.
So that was pretty interesting, and maybe one day I'll share that as well. But it was interesting. It was still a wait, COVID and all the paperwork, but things finally worked out, and you know, thank God to the Most High, He's here, and you know, we loving on each other.
Oh, well, that's great. Then hopefully my man comes soon. You know what I'm saying? Find him.
We're praying for him. We're praying for him.
God got it.
Wherever he's at.
Nice. Well, you guys, that was it for my little quick chat here with Miss Claro News. Please make sure to go check out her channel and subscribe, okay, guys? Give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll check you out in my next video.